Millionaires of Reddit, how did you become so wealthy? In my 20s, I was a computer programmer, just as the web started exploding in popularity. I could wire up websites and databases back when internet technologies were new and tooling was still primitive. I never hit it big with a viral website like Facebook or Amazon, but I did charge a lot for programming services. And I used that money to buy houses at first, and ultimately an apartment building in coastal California. In my 40s now, I don't feel very wealthy really. Oddly, I still check prices when shopping, and I plan to drive my old Jeep until it dies. When I travel, I often pay to fly first class, and I do enjoy the nicer hotels. But, other than that, I live and spend rather simply. Always saved up a lot of money, 40% of my pay, and continually put it into stocks. Investment returns have outdone my savings for quite a while. How do you know which stocks to invest in? I've invested since I was 18. I have a degree in economics and deep interest in the markets. But honestly I don't know anything. I have a diversified portfolio of 10 different stocks in different fields. Theory says that's too little, but I don't care. The different stock is all listed on the most traded index in my country. I come from Denmark, so it's the OMXC20 index. The thing is, stocks in general increase in value over time. Sure, some of my stocks are in red, but most are in black. Some drop 30%, others gain 40%. But year on year, my portfolio increases about the market average of 7%. That's including years of financial turmoil, financial crisis. In my opinion, the worst you can do with your money is to not invest it. I live in Eastern Europe. In 1990 I took out a huge loan and bought 10 apartments and furnished them. I rent them out to people, and with the money I earn from them, I pay off the loan payments. I do this every 10 years. I have now 30 apartments and one employee who I pay to maintain them and make sure payments and maintenance is handled. The key is finding good tenants and maintaining a good relationship with them. It is not that hard, but a key to this strategy. My grandparents invested a small amount of money in each of their grandchildren's names when we were little kids. The stocks they chose for me were Microsoft, Cisco, Starbucks, and most importantly Amazon. I became a millionaire from those stocks shortly after my 21st birthday last year. Honestly, I feel terribly guilty about it. I didn't do any work to deserve it, and frankly, my brother and my cousins haven't been nearly as fortunate with the investments made in their name. Right below the 1 million, but I started a coffee shop / cereal bar, then moved into wholesale cold brewed coffee. Currently distributing to 400 plus stores in a large state. Looking to go national in around 6 months. Millionaire in my 20s here. A combination of things, but mostly number 4. 1. Working in software. This field tends to pay very well for good people. 2. Being frugal. I don't act like a pauper, but I don't have a cable subscription. I'm a gamer, TV doesn't interest me, and I prefer to cook my own meals than eat out. 3. Being single. Kids are expensive, or so I hear. 4. Stock options. I joined my company a couple of years before IPO, and at the time I felt they showed a lot of promise and could do really well in their market. I was right. The stock price has been rising steadily since IPO, and the majority of my wealth is in stock options on a steady diversification schedule. $1 million was never my goal. I was actually surprised when I hit it a few months ago. I don't think it has really changed me though. It just means I don't have to worry about money and I can afford to take long distance flights business class. I got a free upgrade once and now I'm sold. Still, most people will want to retire on at least $1 million. People live a long time now, and if you're planning on taking 20 years retirement, that's $50k a year, which is a fairly modest salary depending on where you live. The trick there is to save, invest, and not think yourself rich with that retirement account sitting there full of money. I'm a book and art dealer. I have a 2 million book and art collection. Pretty accurate figure I think, but usually only a few 000 in the bank. Started 20 years ago with 15,000 UK pounds after working as a designer specializing in servicing / advising. Left political parties in the UK. There was a scandal I was involved in, and then I had to stop. I was interested in art, so I thought how hard could it be? Had immediate success in buying a Warhol and selling it on. Then 18 months without another sale. but by buying and selling and buying more I have built up my stock. Some things I will not sell, at least not yet, but the end game is to put the entire stock up for auction when I'm too old to work, but I'm about to hit 60, and I expect to work for at least another 10 years. It's fun, unless disaster or bad health intervenes. One of my cousins became a millionaire by investing in Bitcoin 5 years ago, which was before a lot of people knew about it. He's only 22 right now. About 3 years ago I decided the daily grind was boring, so I started buying low on auctions and reselling them for a profit. The key was building up initial capital to allow my operation to have no limits. After a while I started skipping the middleman and went to the point of origin and got people to sell me their goods for flipping. Last I checked I was at 2 million liquid gold, but that dropped when I converted a heap to tokens to allow me to exchange for Blizzard account money to buy Destiny 2. Still paid for my subscription since the WoW devs allowed me to buy it with gold.